Today we're going to do a lesson called guided reading. And for today's lesson, since it's just the first one, I'm going to be mostly just walking through what is guided reading, how to do the practice, and kind of do an exaggerated form of it so you can get an idea of how to do it. Guided reading is a really, really important way to read with your student. It allows them to interact with the book. It allows them to make connections to the book, even if it's something that wouldn't have usually interested them to begin with. So some guided reading is something that I do at least once a week in my classroom usually. We'll pick a small text, it'll be nonfiction or fiction. I'll go through the text, I ask a bunch of questions, I ask the student, point to the book, point to the picture. What do you see in the picture? And even if it's not accurate, I take what they say as it is because that's them interacting with the book. I might ask them to read a couple words here and there, like, this is a new word. I've never read this before. Can you please read this to me? So you've got to get a little bit creative, but it's really just trying to invite your student to interact with the book a lot more than you usually would if you were just reading to them. So I picked an example book. This is just a level A Fountas and Pinnell book, very simple book. But it's a really good way to start is by starting with something a little bit easier and then working your way up to reading, guided reading a more informational or challenging text. So this book is called My Dog. So now I would ask the student, what do you think about the picture on the front? What do you think about the title? Can you point to it? And I'll give the student time to point to the book, to look at, like, who's this? It's a boy. I think this story might have a boy in it. And for our students who aren't very vocal and won't talk a lot, I'll kind of talk through my thoughts of the book and invite them to, include a couple one or two word utterances, point to their core boards, point to their communication symbols. What do you think of the book? Let's guided read this book together. My dog can jump. That's really cool. You know, my dog also jumps a lot. Do you have a dog that jumps? This dog seems to be jumping quite a bit. What are they jumping to? My dog can run. Now I might invite the student to touch the page. If they're reading with me on the screen right now, touch the screen. What do you see? Is this a cute dog? Not a cute dog? Do you like dogs? My dog can swim. I love to swim. Do you like to swim? Let's look at the picture. What do we see in the water? Can you point to something that interests you? My dog can dig. And sometimes you remain completely silent. You just see what the student does with the page. Sometimes they'll just want to flip it. That's okay. Keep reading through the book. Sometimes they might point to something, and then that might open up a conversation. My dog can climb. Oh, this looks like fun. Now there's two animals in this picture, not just one. Where's the other animal in the picture? I see a dog. Oh, and look, there's a bunny. My dog can sit. Is there a certain word on the page that you're interested in or that you want to know more about? So examples of questions I might ask while doing guided reading. My dog can roll over. My dog can hug. Everyone loves a good hug. Isn't this picture adorable? What do you think of the picture? And if they're not going to answer you, if they have trouble speaking, maybe ask them, point to what interests you in this picture. The end. So that's just a very short and simple example of how to do a guided reading book with a student. You could do guided reading with any sort of text. You could do it with articles, you could do it with even you could watch a YouTube video together and pause it. What do you think of that? It's really just a way of inviting conversation around text with students. Sorry, that's itching yourself. Um, a conversation with a student about a text and really just trying to figure out where their interest lies and try to get them to interact with the text so it's not just such a laborious, okay, I have to sit and listen to someone read. They're really part of the reading process too, and they're really getting to know the book and get to know the ideas behind it. So that was just a short introduction on how to do guided reading. Thanks for following along with me today.